Welcome to SVG-TV News for Friday, June 19th, 2015. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. 2 years of groundwork for the banana accompanying measures BAM here have been bearing fruits. That's according to the program's coordinator, Patrick Martin, who says though the public might not be aware of the work which has been taking place, they are seeing results in that a number of consultants are on the ground preparing for real tangible work which is expected to commence early next year.
We have already had consultants complete assessment of the irrigation systems. We have consultants working on the feeder roads and the roads which will access the various facilities which the program will build. We have CADI as consultants doing a value chain assessment for all of the potential commodities which will be enhanced throughout the program. And these are consultants who are actually on the ground and already have contracts and are engaged.
Martin says they are in the process of finalizing contracts for other consultants who will be working on business plans and other facilities.
Who will be working on design of an abattoir, poultry processing plant, greenhouse parks, agro-processing housing, packing houses. We will also be procuring soil enhancement material that will include dolomite, calcium ammonium nitrate, NPK, triple superphosphate. And there's quite a bit which will be coming on stream over the next few weeks in terms of contracts in place. You would have heard and you would probably be aware of the applications, the call for applications for on-farm assistance. And the program will be giving assistance for farmers in areas like fencing of their holdings, improving their animal pens, animal housing, putting in things like foot baths, toilet facilities. And the focus here is to get farmers and their farming facilities to the level of certification which will be required for export of agricultural produce.
The Banana Accompanying Measures BAM has been developed through a consultative participatory approach involving key public sector agencies and non-state actors here. The methodology entailed an analysis of current performance of the agricultural sector and the design of a national adaptation strategy based on the government's priorities for growth and development. The BAM will therefore provide financial support of approximately 9.93 million euros to the development and modernization of the agricultural sector for a period of 5 years. An official handing over ceremony was held here yesterday for 100 straw of cattle semen for the breeds of Jamaican Hope, Red Paul and Black Paul at the Rabaca Livestock Station in Orange Hill. The event was attended by Jamaica's Minister of State of the Ministry of Agriculture, Luther Buchanan, and his technical team. Both the governments of Jamaica and Cuba are partnering with this country's government on the project. Galen Burnett has more on the initiative in this report.
Agriculture and livestock has been a vital part of the Vincentian society, being a source of income for many persons throughout the length and breadth of the island. Recently, this country became a major cattle exporter in the OECS.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines is the largest exporter of cattle in the OECS. And we export our cattle to Grenada. We have had offers to export cattle also to St. Lucia.
This trade holds great potential for SVG. Hence, the Ministry of Agriculture has embarked on preserving and increasing the number of cattle here, as well as to genetically modify the cattle species available to make them more resilient to parasites. With the aid of the Cuban and Jamaican governments, the cattle reproduction program is well on its way.
So far, the strengths of the program are as follows. We found that farmers are very keen. They're quite ready and willing to work with us. Farmers have already gone ahead and put infrastructure in place. So we worked with some of the students at the technical college, and already we are finding that some of those students are pretty much engaged and want to become engaged in the whole program of artificial insemination.
According to SVG's Chief Veterinary Officer, Dr. Kathy-Ann Hackshaw, the benefits that cattle insemination holds for SVG is numerous and will have a significant impact on this country's economy and people.
The livestock sector of St. Vincent and the Grenadines has a major role to play in the overall agricultural production system. So in order to reach the goal of increasing local production in a sustainable and prescriptive way, with the ultimate aim of reducing the food import bill for meat and meat product, there is no doubt that artificial insemination, along with the proper husbandry practices, will play a major role in the expansion of the livestock sector and the improvement of farmers' livelihood.
Jamaica's Agriculture Minister, Luther Buchanan, says the longer we take to provide for ourselves as a region, the longer we delay our independence. He added that increased regional cooperation must be part of the solution from an over-reliance on external sources.
In a spirit of collaboration and cooperation, we're here to support your own efforts to boost the cattle resuscitation program. We truly believe that one cocoa, full basket. And that part of the Caribbean's independence must be our ability to reduce our regional food import bill. I trust that today's handover of cattle semen will go a long way in bolstering production in cattle breeding in St. Vincent.
This country's Agriculture Minister, Saboto Caesar, says Vincentians need to appreciate that livestock production is going to play a very critical role in the development of the country's agriculture sector. He furthermore urged farmers to create new avenues for closer cooperation amongst themselves.
As it pertains to meats, we are doing our work in poultry production. And
reporting for SVG-TV News, I am Gillian Burnett.
The European Union has named St. Vincent and the Grenadines among several Caribbean countries on a list of 30 international tax havens as part of its crackdown on multinational companies trying to avoid paying tax within the 28-nation bloc. The European Union published its first list of international tax havens on Wednesday this week. According to the Economic Times, EU Economic Affairs Commissioner Pierre Moscovici told the news conference that the publication of the blacklist was a decisive step that would push non-cooperative, non-EU jurisdictions to be more cooperative and adopt international standards. The other Caribbean countries listed by the EU include Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Bermuda, British Virgin Islands, Cayman Islands, Grenada, Montserrat, Panama, St. Kitts and Nevis, Turks and Caicos, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Youngsters here are being advised that while they should embrace this new age of technological convenience, they should be able to adopt without compromising their core values and the rule of law. This advice was given by feature speaker at the 2015 RBC Young Leaders Award ceremony, consultant Jamal Brown, who says as virtual as the internet is today, the consequences of one's decisions and actions are very real and have far-reaching potential.
So whether your interest is in blogging, web journalism, commerce, trade, evangelism for Christians, or social networking, you are required to do so responsibly. I first joined the very popular social networking site, Facebook, back in January of 2008. I can vividly recall, and that was long before the introduction of many of the features that we have come to know today. Features such as the timeline, groups, pages, events, links to Twitter, LinkedIn, personal blogs and websites, long-form status updates, editing posts after publishing, customized timeline settings, This suite of services and conveniences has made Facebook the ultimate social networking experience. It is today, however, an experience that can make you or break you. There is an ever-increasing trend for hiring managers, international scholarship committees, and award panels to run social network checks on applicants, as our social networking activities are viewed as extensions and expressions of who we truly are.
Brown says persons must think carefully before posting anything on any of the various social networking sites, as their actions could be damaging.
Well, you can start by asking yourself the very important question: what image of myself do I wish to portray? I would, however, encourage you not to view this as a constraint, but as an opportunity to portray the best of you to the world. Take this advice seriously enough, and your virtual, social, and professional networks can very easily become useful checks on your character, and may even land you that opportunity that you have been dreaming of. So today, I tip my hat and I raise a toast to our winners. But the true test of your commitment to the cause of promoting good digital citizenship will be in the manner in which you choose to navigate digital technology when the judges are no longer looking. I therefore encourage each of you to be agents of change within your respective spheres of influence. Whereas Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram have proven their worth as incredible virtual recreational spaces for all of us, I challenge each of you to look closely at your community, your nation, the wider Caribbean region, and the world at large, and consider devoting just a small portion of your online recreational time to addressing just one issue that you would have observed. Whether it be poverty, crime, violence against women and children, unemployment, climate change, disaster risk reduction, HIV and AIDS. As champions for the responsible use of digital technology, I challenge each of you to consider the use of your proficiency in digital technology to tackle any of these issues or any other issue that resonates with you personally.
Less than 3 years ago, after burying her teenage son who committed suicide, a Lomans Leeward mother is again thinking of funeral arrangements for another of her children. Dead is 15-year-old Moesha Primus, a second-form student of the intermediate high school. Reports are the teenager died at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital after receiving a single stab wound to the left side of her chest, which was allegedly inflicted by a 12-year-old, also of Lomans. When SVG-TV News visited the home of the deceased, her mother, Erla Spencer, said she was at work when the incident occurred and said her daughter's death could have been avoided. The grieving mother said she cannot explain in words her feelings of losing another child.
You have 4 children, but you're saying this is the second one that you're losing. The first one, what happened to that child? And that was how long ago?
2 years.
2 years ago. And he also was a student of the intermediate high school, right? He was in Form 4 when this happened, you said?
Yeah. But I know I need some kind of justice for my child. That's all. Some kind of justice. I don't deserve this, and my daughter didn't deserve to die that way. I mean to say, young people, she's 12 years old. She shouldn't have a weapon. She shouldn't. How my other daughter is going to cope with it? That's the fact.
How old are your other children?
13 and 16.
Meanwhile, Annetta Danzine, sister of the grieving mother, said it is a very uncomfortable and terrible feeling to be placed in this position, where she described as helpless, where she simply has to sit back and watch her loved ones grieve.
You know what pains me the most is that I have to look at my sister in pain and I can't do much to it. It pains me.
Just 2 years ago, she lost her son, and now she had to lose her daughter. What I have inside, I can't really say it, but it pains my heart a lot. I'm the eldest sister, and I have children too, but it pains my heart a lot. It pains me.
When SVG-TV News visited the intermediate high school earlier today, the school which the deceased attended, all students were seated outside in the walkway participating in the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force Crime Prevention Roadshow activity. Though refusing to speak on camera, Principal of the institution, Bernadette Slater-Peters, said the police crime prevention exercise was not as a result of the death of the student, but was an event planned prior to the stabbing incident. Slater-Peters described the morning at the school as a somber one and explained that it was extremely difficult for both the teachers and students at the institution, since news broke of the death of the second form student. The principal said it was just yesterday at the school's graduation ceremony she spoke to the students of the importance of crime prevention and employing appropriate conflict resolution techniques. Present at the school today, while we were there, were senior officials from the Ministry of Education, counselors and principals from other secondary schools across St. Vincent and the Grenadines, offering their support to the staff and student body of the intermediate high school. And communication specialist and politician St. Clair Jimmy Prince is encouraging Vincentians to practice more tolerance and to accept the ideas of others without being violent or aggressive towards each other. Speaking at a training workshop earlier this week hosted by the National Women's Council, Prince says that a lot of the violence in society stems from a lack of acceptance of someone else with different opinions. He notes that Vincentians need to move away from their culture of violence.
Debate and discussion. That's what makes you different from the animals. If you can't communicate, then you obviously cannot debate certain issues and come to a common conclusion. And that has been a problem in this society, where people cannot debate without cussing, can't debate without fighting. I have a view, I don't agree with you, then you're stupid, you're moronic. Nick boots. That's how I feel. No, I don't agree with how you feel. And I don't agree to the extent where I'm going to abuse you.
Police have arrested and charged a third person in connection with the shooting incident which occurred at the Villa Docks on June 10, 2015, resulting in the hospitalization of 2 persons. 26-year-old Leisha Alexander of Brighton appeared at the Serious Offences Court this morning on 4 separate charges of attempted murder and possession of a firearm to endanger life, to which he was not allowed to plead as they were laid indictably. Court prosecutor Adolphus Delpesh objected to his bail, stating that the latest report from doctors at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital is that Stapleton's intestines were severely ruptured from the gunshot injury, and he expressed fear for his life. Dwayne Sandy and Rafiq Chouet, who are also charged jointly with Alexander, were also denied bail. Their bails are expected to be reviewed when they reappear in court on June 26, 2015. Carnival Beat is coming right up. Welcome to Carnival Beat. The Upstage Experience Calypso tent has fielded the most picks of 7 going into the Calypso semi-finals, scheduled for Friday, June 26th at Carnival City Victoria Park. The semi-finalists for the Upstage Experience include Chanel Mackenzie, Jerome Parry Samuel, Chanel Scarpion Williams, Noel Defo Costello, Cleopatra Hendrickson, Alpheus Observer Duncan, and Fitzroy Brother Ebony Joseph. The overseas-based Dynamite's Calypso tent got 6 picks. They are Errol Demanage Rose, Joselle Naval String Bartholomew, Dennis Bowman, John the Truth Duggan, Tyrone Fabulous T, Perry, and Kenroy Jakey Jack. The Graduates Calypso tent field 5. They are Glenroy Sule Caesar, Glenroy Homie Delpesh, Kingsley Hero Roberts, Maxwell Tajo Francis, and Aurella Cahalia Beach. The Onto Calypso tent received 4 picks. They are Glenford Azara Charles, Junior Marshy Marshall, Kenneth Vibrating Skates Aline, and Robert Patches Knights. The reserves for the semis are Elvis Abijah Abbey and St. Clair Mitch Lavier. Digicel Josie Nelson Block presents Soccer, the Game of the People as the 2015 mass production. Nelson Block has won the Band of the Year title 9 times. According to the band's public relations officer, Sean Brewster, they are very confident of their chances this year and say Vincentians can expect to see a rejuvenated Nelson Block.
And we sat down and we decided, hey, Mass Band never brought football in Vincy Mass before. So we did it as we look at the footballing countries and their nicknames and basically brought the presentation from their nicknames. This is the Super Eagles. This is called the Super Eagles, which is the nickname for the Nigerian football team, followed by the white and sky blue, which is from Argentina. We have from the Caribbean the Reggae Girls. From Jamaica, Brazil is represented by the Canaries. Soca Warriors from Trinidad and Tobago. Soca Warriors and Reggae Girls are the 2 children's section. We have La Orange from the Netherlands, which La Furia from Spain, and you also have the Azzurri, which is Italy. And this is Vincentian craftsman on display come Vincy Mass. We also sell an experience on the road. We are known as one of the best and one of the most fun band on the road come Carnival through. Well, the most challenging part is basically tent space. I mean, we're functioning in a probably a 20 by 20 building, and we have to bring costumes for 500, 550 persons. Well, we just like to tell the persons that make sure that they come in and register early. We know Vincentians like to wait until last minute, as they say, get in the heat of it, come in, pay registration fee, and secure your space and everything like that. One of the things that we decide to do this year, we introduce Wirebra for the first time, and Brazil will be carrying the Wirebra section. Brazil and Spain, which is the 2 all-inclusive sections. Persons can come out and they can have their breakfast, their lunch, premium drinks on the road whole day.
That's Carnival Beat this evening. Coming up, IMF tells the Jamaican government to cut the size of the public sector. News from the region when we return. Stay with us.